So back then, movies were edgier. They were daring. They dared to go where no movie has gone before. So that's how I respect the 80s. You can say, yeah, the dialogue is cheesy or whatever, whatever. I will take most 80s movies over today's movies right now. Today's movies put me to sleep. Even with their good CGI and better effects and all that shit, better performances, whatever. But these movies put me to sleep. Just one of the guys I was up the whole time. Especially when that scene happened.
Cherry's a girl who wanted to be taken seriously,
I am going to be a reporter.
but her body kept getting in the way.
Pretty girl, you could be a model.
Sometimes I just wish I were a guy.
Wait a minute, are those what I think they are?
Alright, y'all, like many of you all, I'm suffering from the after Thanksgiving-itis syndrome. Man, yo, I slept till about probably 1 o'clock this afternoon. You know what I'm saying? All that food and drink, and I just feel like 20 pounds heavier. But yo, good news is, look what I found, y'all. I was going through some old stuff, and I found my old Blockbuster card from when I lived in New York. Look at that. Had my mom's name on it because I wasn't old enough to get my own card yet. But look at this. I cherish this shit. Haven't seen this in years, y'all. Damn. Anyways, y'all not here to hear me talk about Blockbuster and nostalgia, but I hear him to talk about one nostalgic movie from the 80s. Okay, that wasn't Blockbuster, and you can see it on Skinemax, or I think HBO also. Yes, I did say Skinemax, because it does play like a Skinemax movie, though it's PG-13, and I'm talking about just one of the guys. All right, shit, I don't remember the main actress name. I think it's starts with a J. Anyways, she plays the character of Terry, right? And Terry has a problem. Terry is the most gorgeous girl in the school, has a college boyfriend, she's a very talented writer. She has everything going for herself, lives in a nice house where no parents are ever home, but she has a problem in that because of her beauty, which is a blessing and a curse, nobody takes her serious as a writer. So when she turns in this article that she wrote to the publisher, instead of publishing her article because it's great, he says, well, you can use some work and, it's just not good enough. And I think he picks a guy over her, but at the same time does compliment her cakes. All right, I'm not talking about the ones that you put in your mouth. I mean, well, it depends on how you, but anyways. God damn. Yeah, I think I'm still a half drunk, man. If I start talking crazy, y'all forgive me. So anyways, Terry feels discriminated against. She's like, damn, if I was a guy, they would take me seriously. That this would be the greatest article ever if I was a dude. So guess what? I'm gonna have the idea of becoming a man, becoming a teenage boy, and go to a whole different school where nobody knows me, turn the same article, and I bet I'm gonna get more love than I did before. Does that work out for her? This is an old movie, so yes, I can spoil it. No. So there's a lesson here. Be true to who you are. Don't try to change yourself to try to conform to what others think, all right? Make them conform to you, all right? Don't try to switch it up just so you can be accepted, Make them accept you for who you are. So there's good life lessons in this movie, but at the same time, this is an 80s joint, so yes, there's a lot of skin, there's a lot of sexual innuendos, and of course, the most paused scene ever in movie history, all besides Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the infamous scene where she has to prove to her best friend Rick that she is a girl. So y'all, I'm being joined for the first time on Rashad G Reviews by Stephanie for I'll Buy the Popcorn. All right, I've been watching the channel for a minute and we finally get a chance to collab, so I'm going to leave the link in the description to her channel. So Stephanie's going to be helping me talk about this movie. So I already got the synopsis and shit out of the way. Rashad, what did you think about Just One of the Guys? I love this movie. All right, I love it. Yes, it's flawed. It's 80s. Okay, the typical thing you hear is, yeah, it's cheesy. It's 80s. It's cheesy. Cringe acting, whatever. But one thing the 80s has that this generation will never have is balls. All right, the testicular fortitude to tell the stories that they want to tell. Didn't care who they offended. Back then, people didn't really get offended. I remember when that movie Soul Man came out with C. Thomas Howell, where he was in blackface. Yeah, NAACP chewed their asses out, and people really didn't fuck with it. But there was like no outrage, no canceling, none of that shit. They just didn't fuck with the movie, So back then, movies were edgier. They were daring. They dared to go where no movie has gone before. So that's how I respect the 80s. You can say, yeah, the dialogue is cheesy or whatever, whatever. I will take most 80s movies over today's movies right now. Today's movies put me to sleep. Even with their good CGI and better effects and all that shit, better performances, whatever. But these movies put me to sleep. Just one of the guys, I was up the whole time. Especially when that scene happened. Alright? So that's just my 2 cents real quick. But before I give my other thoughts on the movie, I'm going to let Stephanie take the floor. What did you think of Just One of the Guys?
Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this collab. Thank you for easing me into a movie here. I never heard of this movie before, to be honest with you. But obviously when I saw it, it definitely right away gave me Shoot the Man vibes with Amanda Bynes. Being a typical 80s movie, the parents aren't around, the parents are off on vacation or doing something, because you know the parents are hardly ever around. They're either working or they're on vacation. Terry, of course, I just feel that she definitely overreacted, and typical right girl overreacting teenage girl, like oh my god. She definitely jumped into conclusions of because I'm a woman, my story was not good enough to be published to the newspaper. I think it was like the Sun or whatever newspaper it was. It never really gave me any like backstory really on how the situation was with her editor, with the pieces that she's been doing, whether this is something that's been happening a lot. Just because of the conclusion that she went to, I'm assuming we're supposed to think that a lot of her work just kind of gets thrown off to the side. But at the same time, I never really fully got that vibe from her editor. But I definitely feel like her feelings got hurt just ultimately because her news report wasn't good enough or didn't get picked ultimately. And she decided, you know what, I'm going to be going undercover. I'm going to change schools. 2 weeks to prove that her paper, her report, her news piece, whatever, is good enough to be published. She just needs to have a penis, basically, at the end of the day. The good thing about this movie is that it moves really quickly. I do like the pacing of it. I can definitely see this movie maybe not aging very well over time because of the, well, I mean, we're in the time that's probably not aged well, not over time, but like now time. But I didn't find offense to it just because I am from a different generation, but I could definitely see like this generation being like, no on that. But Buddy is definitely a character and he's definitely the comic relief of the movie. Now once we do get into like Guy Terry, just his transformation and him, you know, going into this new school and with his like look that he ultimately decided to do and the friendship that he ends up, you know, getting. I mean, obviously it gets into a very predictable thing that's going to happen with the guy friend that he ends up befriending. We encounter bullies, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw William Zabaka there, who plays Greg, the school bully, as William always does, he's always a damn bully in, you know, in any 80s movie, you know, he was the bully to Cass. I didn't like put 2 and 2 together, you know, it was like I saw him but I didn't see him of who he was until like we were like an hour in and he was doing like more bully things, and I was just like, Cobra Kai! Oh my god. I know. If you don't know me, you guys, like, just know, like, when I review things, like, I'm just like your average Jane that's just telling you about a movie that she saw. I don't get all technical and stuff into it, as you can tell. I'm gonna talk to you like you're my friend and let me tell you about this movie I just saw. Overall, it's a really cute, predictable movie. I really enjoyed it. I like the development that Terry goes through as being this guy and kind of the shenanigans that kind of happen, and you know the advances that he ends up getting. I like the lesson that she ended up learning. Again, she really jumped the ball and just really got into her feelings because her news report wasn't chosen. But once, you know, she does become Guy Terry and ends up hearing the truth about her writing, you know, she makes a change that needs to be made, and you know, she's gonna have a bright future, not as a model but as a beautiful news reporter. I really enjoyed the sibling bonding between Terry and Buddy. I just feel like it worked very well. I definitely believe that they were siblings because, you know, they had that banter, they had the arguing, they had like, I'm gonna pick at you and like make fun of you and like mess with your boyfriend, and you know, come to the school as your guy Terry but tell you about the boyfriend as girl Terry. But at the end of the day, you know, they have each other's backs regardless of all the shenanigans as siblings do. At the end of the day, if you're gonna throw down on the beach, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna be like, whew, and I'm gonna like just jump on you like this jumping spider or something to start attacking you. And it's really funny, you guys. I had a lot of fun with it. It has a lot of really good jokes, and yes, maybe it hasn't aged the best way that it could possibly age, but if stuff like that doesn't bother you, then you should definitely check this movie out. But if stuff like that is offensive, bothers you, then, you know, stay away from this movie. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts about the movie. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for asking me again to be part of this collab. This was a great first pick for me. I really enjoyed it. And my name is Stephanie. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. I have a YouTube channel called All About the Popcorn. I do movie and TV reviews as well. Mostly wrap up tier lists. But I do also do just a little bit of board game content. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then consider checking me out. But of course, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, comment, share, and all that other good stuff. But that is it for me. So I will send you back off to your host. Bye.
See, I told you, this movie's a classic. And it also has Johnny Lawrence himself, Billy Zabka, as the bully. Once again, I think this is the third time he played a bully. He was also the bully in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. And of course, he was Johnny Lawrence in The Karate Kid. So he's a bully here named Greg Tolan, who gets his workouts in by lifting up nerds and pressing them over his head. Okay? I'm trying, let me see if there was nothing sus about that, right? Okay, because everything now is sus, so you have to be careful with what you say and how you say it. You know, definitely couldn't make this movie now. You know, there'd be kind of all kinds of outrage from all kind of groups and shit. And oh my god, this movie's so offensive. Please take it off Netflix, and we're gonna cancel everybody involved in the movie. even the brother who was a sex addict who didn't get no sex till the end of the movie, but he was just a perv the whole time, thirsty the whole time, hitting on women the whole time. And of course, nowadays, if you even look at a woman and look at her and say, oh my gosh, she looks good. Oh, you thirsting? Why you thirsting? Dude, you thirsty, bro. You thirsty, bro. You look crazy, bro. God damn, like, we live in a time where you can't look at a woman and say, damn, she attractive. What the fuck has the world come to? Holy shit. And let's talk about the character of Terry. The name, I gotta put her name up here because she's a fucking legend, man. Damn, I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. But yeah, the character of Terry, she played the role so well because there were times when you did believe that she was a dude. Like, you take off all the makeup, you cut her hair off, and the one chick even compared her to Ralph Macchio, but in a way, she kind of looked like Michael Jackson 1995. You know what I mean? When he did You Were Not Alone, when he had the short little, lesbian haircut, I said, yeah, that kind of looks like Michael there. But when she was in girl form, I was like, damn, Terry is hot. And then you had to get reminded that she was a chick when Rick, was like, man, come on, let's just go back to the prom. And she opened her shirt up, and yeah, like I said, back then, that was one of the most paused moments. So if you rented just one of the guys from the video store, you get to that part, the tracking starts messing up a little bit, and that's because everybody always paused that scene, okay? So, and of course, you had to throw the bully in there. It's not an 80s teen movie unless you have a bully. So you have to have the bully in there to cause havoc, and of course the bully gets dealt with. Everybody lives happily ever after. Terry gets the guy at the end, and then her brother finally has sex. But I gotta say, the Rick character, right? I don't know if I can go to dating this chick after thinking that he was that she was a guy for that long, because you're in the mindset of this is my homeboy, right? This is my man. This is my main man right here, right? I got love for this nigga. He cool. And then you find out that he is a she, and now you're lip locking and you're trying to bone this person that you thought was a dude most of the movie. Does that make you gay? That's just a question. I couldn't do it. I mean, if I'm thinking you my mans for for a minute, you're trying to be a chick, I don't think I can fuck with you like that afterwards. I'm gonna still see you as, but then Terry is kind of hot, when she is in girl form. So does that make him gay? I don't know. Anyways, y'all, I give this movie an A. Yes, it's flawed. Yes, it's 80s cheese at its best, but damn it, this movie had balls, okay? This movie had grapefruits, all right? They're the size of fucking, grapefruits. Whatever, man. Yo, I'm still halfway hungover. So, yo, I love this joint. If you're a fan of the 80s, definitely check this one out if you haven't seen it. Stephanie, thank you for joining me in this video. Once again, I'm going to leave the link to her channel in the description, so check her out. Hopefully, we do more collabs. I'm glad you enjoyed this joint. And that's it, and that's all. So, yo, thank you all for watching. If you would like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.